scorn that could never be put to song. A purge without grace or honor. The tyranny of Mesmer's flame.
Yes. Far. Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, the DLC disappointed me because I was waiting for a masterpiece, and FromSoft. I don't know what happens actually, but they bring us a lot of shitty bosses in this DLC. If we talk about the other DLCs like for Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, the bosses in the DLC, like, they were amazing. They were like much better than base game. But in Elden Ring, what we got actually is, I mean, Mesmer is the best boss. Mesmer is amazing. Even I loved, I mean, I wanted that he will have like a third phase and he will have like two health bars or some shit. Or maybe they could have changed some things, but the I wanted to see the tyranny of Mesmer's flame. I wanted to see that in the fight, you know? That sounds amazing in the trailer. This
The
one.
tyranny of Mesmer's flame.
I wanted actually to see that in the fight. But what we got was, I mean, and also this amazing OST, this amazing soundtrack, this part. They give the soundtrack to Romina. I mean, Romina is fine. I mean, I didn't like her the first time. When I fought her the first time, she was like so annoying, and like all those tentacles, I mean, going around, shitting me around, you know. I didn't like her, but I think if we compared her actually to other bosses like the shitty commander, the fucking Gaius, and FromSoft, please don't give us more Gaiuses, don't give us more Skadetry Avatar, even Meteor, the mother of fingers. I mean, even other bosses, I think. Those shitty bosses, enough. Like, FromSoft, please. Enough from those annoying bosses, please. Like, that's it. We had enough. I mean, the DLC, I mean, the areas are like cool. Even I've liked like the areas of base game much more because I've liked like the Stormvale Castle, Liurnia. I mean, the academy was cool. I mean, how you can like see it from far away. The I mean, the Leyndell Castle and all the Altus Plateau, like that was that was a piece of art, you know. I mean, that was amazing. I mean, the DLC, the first Legacy dungeon, the Beloret Tower, does look really cool. I mean, outside does look really cool. I mean, the inside is okay. The fight against the lion is actually really good because I really liked the fight against the lion. For me, I mean, the good bosses in the DLC were like Mesmer, Rilana. Even, I mean, the Legacy dungeon of Rilana, the Castellenses was like a bit underwhelming, but it's okay. I mean, it's a small Legacy dungeon. It's okay. I mean, it's not amazing like Stormvale Castle or like Leyndell Capital or like even the Volcano Manor, you know. But obviously in the DLC they focused all their power in Shadowkeep. I mean, the Shadowkeep deal. Legacy dungeon was really cool, but the other Legacy dungeons were like a bit underwhelming. But they fucked up really hard in the bosses. Like some bosses were like terrible. I mean, Radan. I mean, he was like a bit overtuned. I mean, in the final, but I mean, if we compare him like to other shitty bosses, Rodan is okay for me. Give me, I mean, I'm gonna fight Rodan like a thousand times before like fighting like Gaius or like Skadetry Avatar, you know. Even the Peterson Knight was a bit annoying, but I mean, he's okay if we compare him to fucking Gaius and the Skeleton or what. Midra was okay. I mean, some say that he's great, but for me, he's like okay. I mean, he's like I don't know. It's not. Maybe he's a B. You know. I mean, I don't think he deserves even an A. You know. But Mesmer, the presentation, Mesmer just was like so amazing in this DLC. Even I wanted that they will give him like a third phase when he will like start, you know, mixing snakes with fire and turn this area. I mean, even the area, I didn't like the area where we fight him. Actually, I wanted like another area that are like more epic, you know. I wanted him like in the third phase, just you know, to fucking like fucking burn everything, you know, just show the power of his flame, like show it for real. But I mean, if we compare them actually to the other bosses, like he's like much superior to all the other bosses, you know. So I really liked Mesmer as a character, as a boss. He's like so amazing. So I'm actually I just wanna know who is the guy in the cocoon, you know? Because I was thinking this is Mikula, right? And the DLC, I mean, we are following the steps of Mikula,
And
all
so
those bosses
kindly
and
Mikula
shit,
would
but
abandon
at
everything.
the end, he just like, he just will fight Prime Rodana and he just like with helping Rodana and that's it, man. He has the console.
His golden flesh, his blinding strength, even his fate.
That's the best part.
But we are not deterred.
So the DLC, so guys, please, for everyone that's saying that the Shadow
We choose
Attractor
to follow.
Erdtree is insane and all that shit, you're just harming the game, you know, you're just harming the From South, you're harming the gamers, you're harming the industry. If we have a good studio like From Soft, we need to criticize them, you know, we need to show them what they've done like good and what they've done bad. I mean, in this DLC, the DLC is huge. I mean, it's fine for me. I mean, also Godwin. I mean, Godwin. There were like two nights of Godwin, those lightning guys. But there is like nothing about Godwin. I mean, I was thinking that maybe we will get another legacy dungeon where we will fight Godwin, and we will have like those maybe those black knights or black knives, you know, enemies in some places, and we have like an amazing like legacy dungeons full of black shit and thunder and all. And in the final, we will have like Godwin as like the final boss, but not the final boss. I mean, the final boss of this legacy dungeon. I mean, you can like make Hila and Radahn the final boss of the DLC if you want, but add another legacy dungeon and give us Godwin instead of giving us shitty bosses like Commander Gaius and the Skeleton Avatar and even Meteor and this fucking quest. This is so fucking boring. Go there and you know, fucking the vessel and shit like that, and go to the other side to those areas that are like empty, full of the snakes and nothing, like all full of those fingers and shit. Those areas, I mean, also they've put I mean bosses from the base game in there. I mean shitty bosses like this the fucking, I forgot the name of the boss. This fucking this fucking you know, it's the Thor of So guys, like please, for everyone that's saying that this DLC was a 10 out of 10 and this DLC is flawless and it's a masterpiece and all that, please stop. Like please, this is not true. The DLC is good in some things and is bad in other things. Like some bosses were like so fucking boring and so annoying. Like guys, Skadatory Avatar, even Meteor, and also the difficulty. I mean, they tuned up those bosses. The scaling was insane. And what I actually hated about this DLC is that the base game bosses are actually better than the bosses in the DLC, and that's actually so bad for FromSoft. The base game bosses, Morgoth, Radon, Malenia, Mog, fucking Godfrey, the first Elden Lord, Radagon, those bosses. I mean, all those bosses, like they were like better than the bosses in the DLC. I mean, Malenia is better than Mesmer. Like Mog is better than I don't know than the Rulana. Fucking Morgoth is better than the Dancing Lion. Those like I'm talking about the good bosses of the DLC, because the other bosses that are bad, like the fucking Gaius and even Peterson Knight and I don't know Medra. I mean, you're telling me that Medra. I mean, Medra for me is like the fourth or fifth best boss in the DLC. You know, it's like I'm telling you, he's like the fifth boss. You know, Besmer is the first place. Maybe we'll give it Relana or the Dancing Lion, or give them the like the second and third place. Maybe Rodan, maybe the fourth place, because I mean Rodan is cool in some things and bad in other things. Fifth place will be like for Medra. I mean, people also liked Bale. I mean, I'm seeing people like loving Bale. For me, Bale is not good. It's like I mean, the cinema now in Souls game, I don't care about it. I mean, he is like so cinematic, and he open his wings and fly away and shit like that, throw fireballs and shit like that. But that's maybe I was impressed by that. Maybe in I don't know in 2010, 2011, maybe when Dark Souls came out, maybe when Bloodborne came out, or even Dark Souls 3. But now I don't care, because it's like normal, because we've seen things that are even better. Like Malekith is much better than Bela in my opinion. Like move set wise, the movement, how he moves, his attacks are so cinematic and so amazing. But the scaling, they fucked up the scaling. I mean, the scaling in the DLC. I mean, Bale is like have like tons of HP, and I mean, if you don't get those Scudetry fragments, he will kill you like almost one shot you with almost everything, or like two shots you or something like that. Even if you have like 60 vigor, he will two shot you with everything. I mean, if you have all the Scudetry, not all of them, but I mean, like most of them. Then I mean, even with all those, I mean, you get like destroyed by it, because the scaling is insane. I mean, give me base game bosses with this scaling. Give the scaling of Bale to give it to Malekith, and you will see the fight against Malekith. That is insane. The fight against Malekith is amazing, and he will be like really hard if you give him like the scaling of Bale, because he will like be almost one shot in you with almost everything, like two shots, because his attacks are deadly, you know. So I mean, and maybe, I mean, Bale. Obviously, I'm gonna put Bale maybe. I mean, I can even put him like before Medra. I mean, I can put him in fifth place maybe after Radan, but for me Radan is better. For me Radan is much better than Bale. Obviously, Relana is much better than Bale. Mesmer is like the best boss in the DLC, so he's much better than Bale. Even the lion, the dancing lion for me is actually better and much better than the Bale. Even with some, I mean, you will talk about camera issues, I mean against the dancing lion. The camera issues against the Bale are like even more, I mean, more terrible. I mean, camera issues in the fight against Bale, I mean, is insane. The camera issues are ridiculous, and that's why I don't like the dragon fights in all Souls games. The dragon fights just end up I really like that this OST will be like the soundtrack will be for Mesmer, but they give it to Romina. This was a very bad decision from you, from something actually. That was like really bad. So this is actually my complaint actually about Elden Ring DLC, the Shadow of Erdtree. The areas were some of them were very cool. Some of them were like okay. The the abyss area is a bit because it's like so big and you keep like running. You can't use the horse and shit like that. But the dungeon actually Midra's Mans was cool. I mean the dungeon was actually decent. But the other things, what I really hated about this DLC is the bosses. I mean, half of the bosses are bad. That's like we cannot tolerate this for I mean from Soft. From Soft, I mean, we are like used to like high quality for FromSoft, and we have like, we always get like in the DLC like even better bosses than the base game. That happens actually in all other Souls games. But in this DLC, we didn't get actually better bosses. The bosses of the base game are actually better. I mean that I'm sure of that actually 100%. So I don't know that like they fucked up actually a little bit in this DLC. So we hope like they fix that in the upcoming games. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the my criticism of Shadow of the Erdtree because I needed this company to make like better games in the future. I'm not saying the dumb words of like this game is the best game and shit like that. This is not true. So that's it for me, guys. See you again next time.